What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Johnathan. I'm a student at Columbia University studying computer science, and today we're going to be talking about my phone. My phone is a productivity device that I use for an average of 4 to 5 hours every day while staying on top of classes and looking for a job. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all the apps, widgets, and workflows that I run on my phone to keep me productive, and also just to be a little bit more intentional with the time that I'm spending on my phone. At the end, I'll show you guys a secret workflow hack. It's a secret tech that I use to stay actually 5 times more productive. Like, it's going to change the way you use your phone. I recently got the new iPhone 17, not the Pro. This is the normal iPhone 17. It has a new ProMotion display, which is really smooth and fast. And the reason that I like this phone so much is because it has the high refresh rate display of the iPhone 16 Pro, as well as the action button and some other upgrades like better battery life with the new A19 chip, but the pricing is still very competitive. By trading in my old iPhone 14 Pro, I was able to get this phone for only $479 after the trade-in, which is pretty solid, considering it's an upgrade in pretty much every single way. And except for maybe the cameras, but they're also 48 megapixel, they just don't have the third one. Better battery life, iOS 26, super fluid. It was a no-brainer for me to upgrade. And now I'm gonna show you guys what is on my iPhone 17. Let's get started with my lock screen. On my lock screen, I have a widget from an app called Akiflow, which is a calendar and to-do list app that I've been using for the last 3 years. So if I tap on it right here, Akiflow is a calendar app, as you can see here. It shows me a quick overview of all the tasks that I have for this week. So I'm able to look through what I have going on this week, last week. It's a quick chill calendar view. I can toggle between weeks and months and stuff like that. So I can go to the week view, go to the month view, and then I just like to do the 3-day view because it's nice and easy to see. Now, we also have like tasks that I need to do today. I have an inbox with all the tasks that I have coming up, and then you're also able to schedule by week. So I have stuff I have to do this week, next week, the week after, and then also goals for various months, which a little empty this time, but that's because I've scheduled all the month tasks into their weeks. So Akiflow is really nice for giving a quick overview of what I have to do, and it's really nice because of the widgets that it has on the home screen, as you saw. So for example, one thing is at the top of the lock screen for Akiflow, you'll see a sort of widget you can add that basically shows the time until the next event. Now this is so helpful because it just at a quick glance what's going on with your day right now. Now also we have Akiflow has an assistant, a text assistant called Aki that you're able to text. So hi Aki. So I can ask it to add a task for next week, do homework. So I'm able to kind of add tasks with natural language. I'm also able to speak to it. So I can be like, hey Aki, when am I free next week to add a quick lunch with a friend? Okay, now it'll take that, right? And it'll kind of look at it and understand what I said, read the transcript, and then give me some options here. So actually really good here. And then I can directly schedule off of it. Hey, can you block a slot on Saturday for 1 to 2 p.m.? Now it'll create an event for that time. So super great. Now actually I don't use Aki that much, and the reason is I have something a little better that I'm going to show you at the end of this video, so just keep watching. I also have it set to the triple back tap on my phone. So if I triple back tap, there we go. It opens Akiflow. let's do that again. Okay. So if I triple back tap here, it opens Akiflow right away. So I'm able to do stuff really quickly, add tasks whenever it comes to my mind, and that's why Akiflow is great for that. Another great part is that Akiflow integrates a bunch of other apps. So they have stuff for like email, Notion, and like Todoist, for example. Those are just 3 off the top of my head. So you can see here that, like, for example, this Salesforce email, it's tied to an email in my actual inbox. So I was able to kind of, if I star an email in my inbox, it'll show up in Akiflow automatically. So if there's something I really need to respond to, but I can't do it at the moment, I'll just save it to Akiflow so I can remember to do it later. Also has integrations with like Notion and Todoist. And this is important because I'll show you how I integrate all these things at the really end. Akiflow has this feature called time slots. Now I used to use this thing called time blocking, which is where you actually put your tasks directly on the calendar for a certain amount of time. So for example, 7 to 8 p.m. math homework. Now I thought that was a little bit too restricting because I would always fall off of schedule. And so Akiflow has this nice thing called task slots. So if you see here, I have a task slot for filming and editing, right? Now, basically, this is what I'm doing right now. And it makes it easier because I just slot tasks into their time slot instead of setting like a strict start and end time. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility, and like it feels less like my day is completely structured by the minute. It just makes me feel like more free, I guess, to do what I want to do, and kind of loosely breaks down what I want to focus on at various hours. And I kind of like this in between of like time blocking and just like a to-do list, I can kind of roughly put tasks into times. So I really love that feature of Akiflow. It's been great for establishing routine, which is honestly super important if you're a student at all, because you need to have times where you can just focus and do homework or go to the gym or something like that. So having this app, Akiflow, has been really, really great for establishing routine. Now, one of the cool things about iOS 26 is the added home screen customizability, right? So now we can kind of toggle the home screen, we can edit and customize to change the type of icons that we have. Now, I really like to run the clear icons because it makes my screen a little bit more grayscale. And it has this cool glass effect as well, which is really visually appealing. But the reason for grayscale is that it actually decreases the dopamine that you get from using your phone. And I don't go for full grayscale normally because it just completely you can lose some information about certain things. But with the clear icons, it means that the base of my phone, like the main home screen, is pretty not interesting besides the background. And so that makes me just intrinsically want to use it less when I'm not supposed to be. So it helps me be more intentional with my use of my phone. That's kind of why I go with the clear icons here. It's one tip I have for making your phone less addictive, and we'll get into some more tips pretty soon. So next up on my home screen, we have widgets for Spotify, which lets me play music really fast. Just boom, tap on that, and then I'm able to play some music right away. Okay, hopefully it's not copyright. And I treat my widgets as if they were app icons. So I don't have Spotify anywhere on my home screen. I just have this widget, which basically just serves as 4 times as big as the normal icon. I just tap on it real quick. And yeah, since I like listening to music all the time, it's great. I also have Canvas. Of course, every student has Canvas. If you don't have Canvas, you're not a student, you know what I'm saying? Unless maybe your school doesn't support it. But I have Canvas right here on my phone. It's great for checking up on stuff I have coming up. I also have a widget that lives on my home screen. This one's really useful. I've forgotten assignments, and then this has reminded me oh, I have a homework due tomorrow, which is really helpful because there's a lot of small quizzes or assignments that it's really easy to just forget in college. And so having this is really nice. I also have another widget, which is the Whoop widget right here. You can see these 3 rings. Now, Whoop, if you don't know, is a health tracker that basically is like Apple Watch on steroids. They track your heart rate, and it gives you scores for your sleep, recovery, and strain. Now, honestly, it's quite expensive. I'm thinking about switching to the Apple Watch downgrading because Whoop is a subscription and they cost a decent amount of money. But I am definitely thankful that Whoop has made me a lot more health conscious. It's made me a lot more conscious about my health and what I'm putting into my body, and also have the effects of consistent sleep schedule and gym. And I think the largest takeaways is that I'm just a lot more productive and focused when I have consistent sleep no matter what. And so that's been something that I've been prioritizing more as a result of having Whoop. Okay, next up on my phone is Notion. If you've lived on this planet for the last 3 years, then you probably know what Notion is. So yeah, I've been using Notion for 7 years now, and I actually have a few hot takes about it. My use case for Notion is a little bit different from your average user. So, a lot of people use Notion for their to-do list or their calendar, and they do have, great to-do list options, and they have a Notion calendar app. They also have Notion Mail now, but I think that Notion does too much to be really the best app for any specific category, and let me explain. They have a lot of customizability features, but it means that it's not the greatest app for a to-do list, right? I would just go with Akiflow. It's not the best app for mail. I would use Superhuman. It's also, not the most streamlined app for, whatever specific use case. But what it is good for, and what I do use it for, is for actually life organization, so goal setting and journaling. What I do is I have a home dashboard with a bunch of goals for the next few years or this year. So you can see this year I'm focused on building projects, stretching, certain weightlifting goals, and clearing up my skin. Yeah, so I have my goals here. These help me stay on track. So, my YouTube channel, my research, trying to make a startup, stuff like that. It keeps me bigger picture. I write everything down in Notion. With Akiflow or notes, the things get lost in the day-to-day. You kind of lose track of the bigger picture sometimes. So Notion, I love its customizability. I use it to create my own home dashboard. Yeah, I found that over the last 7 years, Notion is the best at customizing your own workflow. And that's why I use it for goal setting and tracking and reflections. Actually, Notion has some really great AI features that I've been getting into recently. So for example, I'll just ask this AI agent, hey, how am I doing with regards to my sprint goals? And it can kind of look through my own documents to kind of pull up some stuff about, it'll search through a lot of my documents, and then yeah, see, it can read it and then let me know. So basically it's saying like last sprint was pretty good, took some interviews, next steps, what I wrote in my last sprint reflection, it's telling me, reminding me what I want to do. So it's really great because you can write journal entries and then you can actually get a lot more insight on them than you would normally do because of these AI features, and you can get reminded of stuff in the future, stuff like that. So I actually really recommend Notion for journaling, which is a unconventional take, but it's my personal take. Notion is good for journaling. So a lot of Notion's features like AI agents or live meeting notes are paywalled behind their premium subscription that students can't really afford. So there's a cool alternative that I've been using, and it's called Granola. Granola is a neat AI note-taking app that lives either on your phone or on your laptop, and it basically takes meeting notes and listens in discreetly to classes or discussions, and it generates notes automatically. But it goes a lot farther than that, right? It automatically detects your meeting and calendar events. So for example, it can see like some of my calendar events here. I just open the app and I hit record, and it just starts recording. And as I talk, or I can even turn off the phone, it'll keep recording. So this is great. So it's actually saved me in classes like my Intro to China class, where I'm not necessarily focused all the time. But what I'll do is I'll go to class and I'll start recording on Granola. Granola will just listen into the class. I'll take notes here and there, but I'll miss some stuff. And I can ask Granola basically what's going on. So while that generates, I'll just, for example, go to the Mongols in the Yuan dynasty. This is a class that I had recently for Intro to China. And I'll just ask like, hey, what are the main points, right? It can summarize the transcript. And the thing is, you can also take notes in Granola. Basically, improve your notes. So you'll take some notes and then it'll use the audio transcript and then use it to like enrich your notes and make them even more detailed. And it's actually clutched up a lot for me. For my midterm recently, I did not have all the notes that I needed to be taking, but luckily I used Granola during every class. So I just went ahead and enriched all my notes, generated notes from stuff I missed, and then you can chat with whole folders, right? So I made a folder for my Intro to China class. So I really recommend this for students. Let's get back on track. This is my secret sauce, okay? This is the way that I'm like so much more productive. And this is the way that I kind of string all my different tools together. You might be wondering like, Jonathan, you use so much stuff. Like, how do you connect it all? This is how. Let me show you. So inside my dock is pretty boring, right? We got the phone app, Safari, messages, Akiflow. But inside messages lives something really cool, okay? This is called Poke. It's an AI assistant that lives in your iMessage. It's pretty much an AI agent that basically connects to a bunch of different servers that you have or resources that you have. For you technical people, it's an AI agent with access to a whole bunch of different MCPs, and that lets it communicate to Notion, like Todoist, for example. It communicates with my email, communicates with my calendar. Yeah, it's great. So, I don't necessarily advise this, but I give up a lot of my calendar data and my email data to it so that it's able to do stuff like, for example, notify me as soon as an email hits. For example, yesterday, I got sent my digital strategy task for my club meeting, and it instantly kind of distilled it down to me. Okay, review the newsletter, and then do the YouTube Shorts posts, all due at the certain date. So like, this just saves me a little bit of time, because whenever someone emails like a relevant email to me, if it's like by an actual human being especially, it'll just text me and I'll just see that. It's like super fast and like a lot faster than having to check my email, because there's a lot of noise in there. So Poke kind of helps me filter that out. And it also is able to send me a lot of different calendar events, updates. So it texts me before every class. It texts me, you can set up your own custom automations just by talking to it. Some more features, it reminds me when my flights are coming up. It helps me check in for my flights. It also reminds me to pack, and it automatically adds flights to my calendar. It also automatically forwards a lot of different email events and adds them directly to my calendar, which is super nice, because sometimes like I'll see something that I don't really care about in the moment, but later on, like when I see it in my calendar, it's nice to know that like this event is happening now, and so maybe I should go, Yeah, and it can also help me respond to emails that I don't care too much about. If I just need to fire off a quick casual response, it's not like the deepest thing in the world, I'll get Poke to draft me some stuff. It's super cool because Poke, like, it lives in your iMessage, and I think that's what makes it a lot more approachable than other AI tools. The final way that I've been turning my phone into a productivity machine is with Brilliant, the sponsor of today's video. Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and problem solver with thousands of visual interactive courses on a variety of topics, from programming to AI to math to science to anything you could possibly want to learn about. And I've been using Brilliant to kind of advance my knowledge outside of the classroom on things that I'm not feeling like I'm learning as much of, but really want to get into. For example, how AI works and like data regression. Those are 2 courses that I'm currently looking at on Brilliant, and they're really great. Now, Brilliant has puzzles on every lesson that you can play with that actually helps you learn like a lot more effectively than just watching like a lecture recording. And that's one of the things that I really like about Brilliant. Now, you can use it on the phone or on the web. I personally run it on my phone. Every night I'll do a few minutes of some lessons and just help me make a little bit more progress on learning some stuff that otherwise I wouldn't really have time for learning. And it's really nice to slot this in whether you're a student or working a job, because a lot of times you can feel like you don't have enough time to learn anything new or make strides in your career. Sometimes I feel like with recruiting or with classes, it can be really hard to passively grow your knowledge, and Brilliant's a solution that I've been using to solve that problem. Now, I'm super grateful for Brilliant for sponsoring today's video. You can get 20% off their annual plan if you use the link in my description or comments below. And with that, happy learning, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!